Hey house guests, welcome to hell. Just kidding. Welcome to the first Big Brother Canada 7 updates and spoilers video of the season. So exciting, yay! So our first house guest of the day is one of my favorite Canadians, Catherine B. What's up? Sending you some extra special love today. We are thinking of you. Alright, and if you guys want to be house guest of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We could not do this without your support. Alright, so welcome. Again, it's a new season. We are never going to know what happened during that first week. It's so unfortunate because I feel like there was a lot of drama that we missed. I feel like Laura was a really big character and I think she really did try to stay. There was like multiple house meetings, it sounds like, so like I don't know what the hell happened and we probably never will, but oh well. I'm also bummed that we only got to see one wig from Laura's wig collection, that long black one, but she had a lot going in there, so again, we'll never see it. She was evicted unanimously, which we saw last night. Just a quick reminder, Adam was the HOH last week, and Corey was voted in by Canada, so she now has 24 hours to make 3 final 2 deals. If she's successful, she has immunity for the week, and if she fails, she's evicted. Which really sucks. Not only are you voted in late, but you also have to complete this ridiculous task, which it could really ruin your entire game, but whatever. That's how they want to play it. Fine. So I will have the answer for you guys in this video if she's gonna stay or not, but I'm not gonna say yet. Okay, so the live feeds came on a little after 10 p.m. and the house guests were all wearing these like purple and white Argyle outfits for the HOH competition, which they had just finished, and it sounds like it was some sort of golf theme or something. I don't know. It also sounds like it was endurance, but Dane was the big winner. He is the new HOH, and Dane said in front of a bunch of people that he will not be putting Eddie up on the block. I guess it came down to him and Eddie in the end, and they cut some sort of deal. It also sounds like Dane absolutely would have put Eddie up on the block next to Kyra. We're gonna get there, but now he's saying, no, I'm not putting Eddie up. There's no way. So Dane was chatting in the bathroom area with Mark and Damien. And Dane was like, to Damien. It just seemed weird because Damien was in the room talking to them. But he was like, I will not put Damien back up there. And again, he's saying that I'm not going to put Eddie up because Canada would hate him for it. I guess because they made their deal. America would hate that too because we love Eddie. Oh my god. Okay, so then Mark was in the bathroom and Dane and Damien were talking alone. And Dane says he has a plan. But he's going to soak all this in. He's going to enjoy his first night as HOH and see what kind of deals people bring to him. I think he was also assuming that nominations were going to be on Saturday and not Friday. So I think he thought he was going to have a lot more time than he actually did. But he says that he's going to pick Eddie for his Wendy's meal because he really likes him. It seems like Eddie really gained a lot of Dane's respect in that HOH competition that he may not have necessarily had before. So Dane is like really liking Eddie right now. Alright, so apparently, real quick, everyone in Canada knows each other because Corey and Sam were chatting. We've heard this on previous seasons too, like people like knowing each other or like mutual friends, a lot more than we've heard on US seasons. So Corey and Sam were chatting and Sam reveals that she actually knows Holly, aka the other person that could have potentially been voted into the house. She's like, yeah, we haven't talked in a long time, but yeah, I know her. So it would have been really interesting if she had made it into the house. Okay, that was just a little quick thing. It also sounded like at one point Mark and Chelsea were talking, and I believe Mark used to work in radio and is like really close with like Chelsea's co-host or something. I didn't get all the details on that, but like they have some connections outside of the house too. Okay, so then Kyra and Chelsea were chatting on the couch, and I just want to say right now, we will be respecting Kyra's preferred gender pronouns. I'm going to try to keep it as not confusing as possible. So if I'm talking about Kyra and I say like they and them, I'm talking about Kyra. If I'm talking about multiple people, I will try to name all the people involved just so it's like as understandable as possible, because it is a little bit confusing. But again, totally respect Kyra and what they want, so we're gonna stick with that. And if I do slip up and say like the wrong pronoun, it is not intentional, so I just want to get that out there right now. Okay, so Kyra's worried. They feel like they're in trouble right now because apparently Kyra blew it last week. They possibly told some info to the wrong person. Things got all messy, as they usually do in the Big Brother house. It sounds like maybe Kyra threw Dane's name out to Adam or something. At that point, it was not really clear exactly what happened, but it definitely seemed that there was some bad blood between Kyra and Dane. Okay, and Dane is now HOH, so they were really worried. Okay, so it also seemed like Chelsea and Kyra were super tight in that first week, but now there is kind of a rift forming, which is unfortunate. But Chelsea admits straight up, like, she has a wall up right now because she's worried that Kyra is emotional, and that is going to negatively affect Chelsea's game. So she's like, I don't really know what to think right now. Like, you really messed up last week, and I love you as a person, but I just don't know what's going to happen here. Chelsea was saying, I know that you have my back, but I don't know if you're good for my game. So Kyra is trying to explain. Kyra's like, I was hormonal last week. I was falling apart. I'm going to do better. I've been level-headed the last few days, and I know I'm probably going up, and I'm trying not to freak out about it because, again, trying to stay level-headed. Kyra also says, my emotions got to me. I played too hard, and I'm probably going home. It is what it is. That's so sad. But Chelsea's like, yeah, you know what? We don't know that. You know, you got to relax a little bit. I don't want you to go. Let's see if we can dig you out of this hole. So Kyra says, no, I don't want you to fight for me at all. I have tarnished my name. I don't want you to get dragged down with me. So Chelsea says, but that's what ride or die does. Is Chelsea really ride or dying Kyra though? Because it doesn't really feel like it watching all of this. But Kyra's like, no, let me do it for myself. Okay, so then Adam and Dane were in the storage room, and these two, they think they're freaking masterminds, okay? They really do. They think they have it all figured out. It's a little bit comical, but it's also like, girl, come on. So, Dane says that he picked Adam, Mark, and Sam to be have-nots this week because he's trying to throw people off their scent. He doesn't want everyone to know that he's working with all the guys. You know, they got their 4-guy alliance, and then Sam's in there too, and blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, Mark, Adam, and Sam are all have-nots. I guess it's only 3 for this first week, unless somebody else is, and they just didn't say. But I think it's 3. So, slop has begun for those 3 at this point, but no have-not room reveal yet. That happened today, as in Friday, so we'll get there. But then, after this conversation, cut to Kyra again being like, I'm going home. It's been a blast so far. Thanks for everything. So this time they were talking to Chelsea and Sam, and Chelsea and Sam were like, Kyra, you shouldn't be thinking like this yet. Everything can change like this in this game. Also, there is the power of veto this week. You know, they didn't have it last week, but this week they do. So there is that chance that you could win and change things up here. So, I mean, Kyra was still going around the house yesterday being like, I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home. So then swap out Kyra for Adam. So it was Adam, Chelsea, and Sam together chatting. And these 3 seem really tight. We already saw on the episode that Adam and Sam are like vibing. There's a possible showmance there. But it seems like Chelsea is also very tight with them. So they feel really good about this week. Adam says that Dane is not putting any of them up. and they're really excited. This was like their best case scenario for Dane to win. So then Kaylin pops her head in. She's like, Sam, can we like go chat for a minute? So then she leaves. Well, Sam doesn't leave yet. I'm saying Kaylin leaves, and they talk about her. So they feel like Kaylin is very dangerous. They can see she's really trying to work people, and for the most part, it's working. They feel like Kaylin is playing that mama game. They call her Mama K. Did she already spill her secrets? Like, did she already tell everybody that she is not 29, she's 42, she's got a husband and 4 children? Because, yeah, they're calling her Mama K. But they're like, you know what? Don't talk too much game with her. We gotta be careful with her. They're not necessarily going after her at this point, but they do want to keep her at an arm's length because they're not sure who she's sharing information with at this point. So then Chelsea asks them, what do you guys think about this new chick, meaning Corey? There was a while where, like, that group, and I think, like, Sam and Chelsea especially, were, like, referring to Corey as, like, the new girl or the new chick or the new one. Like, really? You can't learn her name, really? So Adam is like, oh, I wonder if Corey's been watching us all week. What does she know? Does she know things? Let's find out. Is she gonna blow up people's games? Because we've seen in past seasons, Canada loves to do the whole surveillance thing, have somebody come in late, and like while they're waiting, they get to watch feeds basically without sound. So they're wondering if that's the case here, and it actually is not this time, but they're really paranoid that she may have been watching them. And Adam kept, because he was talking about this with multiple people, he kept bringing up like the wackiest references too, and like reasons for why he thinks Corey was possibly watching them. He was like, oh yeah, we were all working on handstands the other day, and then Corey comes in here saying that she wants to learn how to do a handstand, and just like all this random stuff. It was like a little bit ridiculous. So anyway, none of them believe that she's 29. Chelsea actually says that Corey is 29 the way that Mama K is 29. So I guess even if Mama K did not confirm her real age to them, they do not believe that she's 29. Okay, so that, because they're like all over 30, aren't they? Or like close to it. So they're like, this girl is not our age. Anyway, swap out Sam for Anthony. Sam does end up going to chat with Kaylin. So now it's Anthony, Chelsea, and Adam in the room chatting together. And Adam says again, we're all good. Dane wants Kyra out. And then we finally get clarification about what happened last week. So Adam clarifies that Kyra told Sam that Dane said he wanted Sam and Adam out. Sam Adams. So Sam then went ahead and told Adam about this. Adam talked to Dane, and Dane said, I never said that. So, of course, Adam is going to believe his boy. Honestly, I would not be surprised if Dane did say that to somebody, because I don't think Dane is the biggest fan of Sam, because she is a threat to the guys' alliance. And I think eventually he would want Adam out, because Adam is a big threat in the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if he said that to somebody, but maybe not. Who knows? So he was denying it, and now that's why Kyra is in the crapper. So they predict that Kyra and Maki will be going up. At this point, it's not really clear why Maki would be the other nominee, but Chelsea says, you know what, I don't trust anything that Kyra says anymore. I don't want to be involved with all that drama. They are a loose cannon, and I just can't babysit them this whole game. I just can't do it. So then Adam and Chelsea were talking alone, and they think that Mark is into Sam romantically. And Adam is like, oh, I hope it's not going to be awkward and weird with them in the have-not room with me. Like, what if they're, like, cuddling and I'm just there? This bitch. Adam is trying to play it off like he is not interested in Sam, and they're just, like, friends that have a flirty relationship. No. That boy is freaking, like, in love, or at least in lust with Sam. He's... no. So, it also seems like Mark has a secret flirty thing going on with Kiki, aka the other Kyra. So I don't think he's actually interested in Sam. I think he's just like flirty, but I think he is kind of interested in Kyra, so we'll see what happens there. Let's check in with Corey. So, she was bonding with Eddie in the blue bedroom. I love this duo. And they both agreed that they had an instant connection. They like each other's auras, that sort of thing. Now, I'm not sure if Eddie was BSing Corey or if this was for real. Because we saw what happened when he was like, oh, Adam, you're such great eye candy, blah, blah, blah. And then they show him the diary room, and he's like, he is literally, like, the ugliest person I've ever seen. So, it's hard to tell if this is another one of those situations, but Eddie was laying it on pretty thick. He was like, oh, when I saw you on the monitor before you came in, you looked so glamorous. And I was like, I want to talk to her. I hope she comes in. And he says that she's so easy to talk to. And he said a bunch of times that he likes her quirkiness. So, I mean, maybe that is a genuine connection there. I don't know. I hope it is, because I really like the two of them together. But Corey takes the opportunity to lock it down. She's like, you know what? My gut's telling me that I can trust you. And Eddie's like, yeah, you can. And then he asks, do you have any special powers? Or like, do you have any info? Or have you been watching us? Of course he would ask that. So she's like, no. Okay. So then Corey has to make sure that this final two is official. So she's like, you and me to the end. Let's do it. Eddie says, yes. Let's do it. So they shake hands, the conversation breaks up, and then Corey winks at the camera and says, one down. I hope that is for real, though, because I feel like Eddie was one of the first ones to actually talk to Corey and, like, be nice to her, so I hope that's legit. But anyway, and I like Corey so far. I think she's really down to earth and relatable, so I enjoy that. And I'm 28, almost 29. And yes, Corey is actually 29, unless she lied to production. Okay, so then, Corey also tried to chat it up with Kaylin a little bit, but she couldn't close the deal on that final two before the conversation was interrupted. But she did get in some chat time with Kaylin and start to, like, build a foundation with her. So then, okay, Adam and Sam were chatting in the bathroom area. There is a showmance brewing. Okay, remember in the recap when you were saying that Sam was way more into Adam? I think it's the opposite. And I think you may agree after this conversation. So Adam is telling Sam, I feel like you're nervous around me, or you don't want to really be around me, like what's going on here. He also says, I don't want it to be weird in the have-not room with you, me, and Mark. You know, I don't want you guys to be, like, doing your thing or whatever, and I'm just there. So he says, I think Mark is really starting to like you. So then Sam's like, okay, do you like me? That's pretty straightforward. So Adam says, I've been thinking about effing kissing you all day. Whoa! And then he says, I want to kiss you right now. I want to attack you. It's driving me nuts. Damn, boy, get a grip. So Sam says, okay. So, thank you. So she clarifies that she doesn't like Mark. Like, she doesn't like him. She doesn't straight up say, like, oh, I like you. But she says, I don't like Mark like that. So Dane breaks up their chat. Thank you, Dane. Okay. But you know, there's something going on there, and I'm sure that's going to develop more. So then most of the house guests were playing party games in the living room last night. That's nice. They're still all friends at this point. But I will say, in the Canadian seasons, it seems like they continue to keep up that friendship throughout the season for the most part, compared to like the US seasons where they're all ready to rip each other's faces off. So then the feeds were down for a little while, and during this time Dean got his HOH room, I'm assuming, because when they came back they were in there. But earlier there were some audio leaks of his HOH message. I think it was from his sister. I don't know for sure. It was a woman. I think it was his sister. But the house guests didn't hear that. They didn't hear the leaks, but we did, like, over and over and over again. Which is kind of funny. So anyway, after the feeds were down for a while, Dane and Adam were chatting in the HOH room, and they were talking about how this experience means so much to both of them. They're both huge fans of the show. Dane has watched since BBUS season 1, since he was like 8 years old. And we know that Adam is also a big fan. So they're saying like, oh, I would never take you out knowing how much this means to you, blah, blah, blah. And they were also discussing how they're all about their bro alliance. Dane brings up that he's a little bit worried about Sam. He says that she's going to have to go at some point. She's going to have to go. I'm sure Adam does not want to hear that, but he's like, oh, yeah, I know. So Dane is like, promise me you won't turn your back on me for her. And Adam says, no way. Before I even came in here, I was planning on, working with the guys. I'm not going to turn my back on that now, so you don't have to worry about that. Everybody always says that, but we'll see. So then Dane says, all right, I'm sorry, but we might need to take Sam out sooner rather than later. How soon? Okay, so then early this morning, like 6 something in the morning, a bunch of them were awake. So Damien is back in the archive room, and this time there are lots of boxes and papers in there. What are they? I know there was some old newspapers in there, a lot of like fake, I guess like police reports and stuff, like all this like fake classified information and stuff. A lot of it seemed random, but there's some sort of clue in there, and they're all trying to figure it out. A lot of them were in there today checking it out, going through the papers and stuff. It was really funny. It was just like weird to see Maki reading a New York Times paper, because it was just like, you can't have that in there. But it looked like it was from February, but I couldn't really make out the date exactly. So anyway, the backyard and hot tub area were also open for a while this morning. That's fun. Okay, so then back to the game. Dane and Adam were in the storage room, and Dane is kind of freaking out a little bit. He knows that he wants to put Kyra up on the block because Kyra was talking about him last week. So now he's trying to figure out who to put up next to Kyra. So he's thinking he wants to put up Maki, but he's not sure if Maki's going to take it personally, and he's a little bit worried that he would come after him next week if he were to win HOH. So he brings up that he does have reasons to put Maki up on the block, because apparently Maki was also in that endurance competition right up until the end, and I guess Dane tried to make a deal with him, and Maki turned him down. So then, he could use that as a reason for why he's putting him up on the block. But he says that Maki would just be a pawn, and he would straight up tell him that. So he is planning on getting rid of Kyra this week, and then he wants to take out Corey next week. Okay, so I also wanted to say Dane has been very emotional since the feeds came on. Understandably so. I mean, the death of his father is still super fresh. I think it's only like 6 months since he lost his dad. This is a lifelong dream for him, and the fact that his dad is not there to see him living this out, it's really difficult for him. So I feel really bad for him. So everybody's trying to comfort him. And I think also the stress of being HOH is really getting to him too. So Kaylin was comforting him, and then they start talking some game. So Dane is sharing his nominations plans, but then he also adds a little twist. Like, yeah, he's planning on putting up Kyra and Maki, but he tells Kaylin if one of them wins the power of veto, he's thinking about putting up Sam, and she would be the new target. And at first, he doesn't refer to her by name. He calls her a lady that is also very paranoid. But anyway, as far as I saw, Kaylin was the only one that he talked about this with. So he's definitely keeping it under wraps right now. He's not even telling the guys about this yet. So that's very interesting. Unless I missed it. I mean, he was saying that they need to get rid of Sam eventually, but I don't think he mentioned this week to the guys. So then Dane is like, all right, I need to talk to the potential nominees here. So he had multiple conversations throughout the day with both Kyra and Maki. So he basically lets Kyra know that they're going up on the block, and Dane is like, trust me, you're not my biggest threat. Kyra was really emotional for this conversation, and Kyra was saying that they want the chance to use this platform, and Dane is like, okay, I'm not saying that you're going up, because like I don't think he can technically say that, but he said there's a chance, and he also said about 50 times, you're not my biggest threat. I need you to stay composed. You can't be blowing up this week because you're not my biggest threat. So I mean, from Kyra's perspective, Dane could just be feeding them like a bunch of BS, but at the same time, Dane is also kind of hinting that there could be like a backdoor happening or something. So then Dane also chatted with Maki, and he tells him, I need a pawn to go up against Kyra. You're not going home. And again, he's hinting at a potential backdoor. He says, I need a strong competitor in the POV comp. And now he's not naming names for who would be the backdoor target, but he's saying there's a chance that something like that could happen. So he's also saying, you know, worst case scenario for you would be Kyra winning the power veto. But it's really not that bad because, again, something could happen. But poor Maki, he doesn't understand what's going on with this game because he didn't realize that the HOH names the replacement nominee. He's like, but if Kyra wins the power veto, who are they going to put up? It's not up to Kyra. It's up to the HOH. So that kind of blew his mind. But anyway, they did have the Have Not room reveal today. It was all Shape of Water dentist office / Saw set. So they were all freaking out about that, trying out those old-ass dentist chairs with the head squeezers. And the lights were all flickering, and I guess it was really cold in there. So they were like, oh my god, this is awful. But, I mean, they're lucky that they have so much floor space because I'm assuming they're allowed to sleep on the floor. So if they can make their little pile of blankets and stuff, it should be okay-ish compared to some of the other Have-Not rooms that they've had in the past. So anyway, it didn't seem like anybody was like freaking out about it that much. So then Adam and Mark were strategizing, and Anthony joined them too. So that's 3 out of 4 from the Pretty Boys Alliance. So they were trying to decide if it is Kyra and Maki going up, who should go between the two. Now we know, and they know, that Dane is totally set on Kyra going this week. But they're thinking maybe that's not the move they want to make. They're thinking maybe we should get rid of Maki. Way to back up your buddy. So they feel threatened by Maki in competitions. They saw how well he did in that last HOH. Maki is super likable. And they also feel like it would be beneficial for them to keep Kyra around because they were really melting down last week. They were really ruining their own game. So they also feel that Kyra has a crush on the girls in their group. You know, they're rolling with this huge group right now. Adam, Mark, Dane, Anthony, it seems like Sam, Chelsea, Kiki, Stephania, and Kaylin are all kind of like working with them in the same orbit. I don't know if there's exact alliances at this point, but it seems like that crew is rolling together. And I don't know if this is actually established and like Kyra has expressed having a crush on like Chelsea and all them. I know there was something about Chelsea, so that might have actually been stated. And apparently there was some issue with Kyra wanting to cuddle with Kiki, and Kiki didn't want to, but she also didn't want to be like no. It was like, I don't know, it was something weird there. So they're like, yeah, Kyra's gonna do whatever the girls tell them to do. So we have a better shot at controlling Kyra than we do Maki. So like we should keep Kyra instead of Maki. So they say that they're going to wait and see what happens with Power Veto, and they're also saying that they're not going to go against Dane. Basically, they're like, if this isn't what he wants, we're going to convince him that it is. Like, okay, so then Dane joins them, blah, blah, blah. Again, they're telling him, like, oh, I don't know, maybe it should be Maki going this week. But they do say the Pretty Boys, PBs, stick together. And Anthony says, this is ridiculous, Anthony says, everyone in this circle is untouchable. We're too effing pretty for this shit. Oh my god! And he said it with such conviction where it felt like he was not joking. Okay, so that Boys Alliance is very confident right now. Okay, let's check in with Corey again. So she still needs 2 more final 2 deals to secure her spot in this season. So at one point she was in the archive room with Kyra. And she was like saying, oh, we should work together, blah, blah, blah. She did offer up that final 2. And Kyra shoots her down. What are you doing? Okay, who turns down a final 2 deal? That is like unheard of to me. It's unbelievable. And Kyra is pretty much guaranteed to be going up on the block. Why would you shoot down a final 2 deal? You are in no position to do that. It just doesn't make sense. But Kyra says it's too soon to be thinking about this. Helen, I need to get through this week, and then I'm open to talking. Like, I have to focus on this week. Oh my god. Okay, so I think that was a huge mistake. But anyway, Corey does manage to make deals with both Damian and Kaylin. She gets the official handshake from both of them. So that's 3. She's in. She is immune for the week. Good job, Corey. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if Big Brother is going to reveal that to everybody, that it was a task. I think that would really, really screw her over, because she did manage to make these deals, and then if Big Brother outs her on that, that is really sucky. So hopefully they won't do that. But I guess they will inform everyone that she is safe for the week officially. So anyway, nominations should be happening at some point today. I don't know what the schedule is, if they're doing nominations first or Wendy's first. I can't remember last season, because I remember the first season they did Wendy's and then noms, but I feel like last season they did Wendy's after noms. It was like before the power veto. So like, I remember Saturday being very busy. So it might be nominations and then Wendy's tomorrow, but I don't know. So it's looking likely that Kyra and Maki will be going up. The question is, would Dane actually backdoor Sam? That would be a crazy huge move early in the game. But Dane is getting really stressed out. The HOH is really getting to him. Everybody constantly wanting to talk game with him. It's a lot. So he's also getting upset that the bros seem to be deviating from his original plan, which was to get rid of Kyra. So it's really frustrating for him. He's kind of like breaking down a little bit. Yeah, so other than that, the house guests have been spending a lot of time checking out all the documents in the archive room. So we'll see what happens there. I think they might even be doing nominations right now. So if you guys want to check back in a little bit, I will post the nominees in the info box for the spoiler. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I know it's a lot to take in. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until next time, much love.